If you're late watching the Globes like me, you're not really up. You're just pretending.
I watch the highlights. Watch the highlights. Watch the highlights the next day.
It's
I didn't watch any of it.
You didn't watch any of it?
No.
The fashions.
Gravity didn't. You know what? Let's talk about the things that didn't really make it big. I thought Gravity would do a little bit better, honestly.
Well, 12 Years a Slave, spoiler alert, was the big winner. Although, again, people said they felt like the cast didn't get enough love. They kind of sprinkled it everywhere, which is interesting because it's the precursor to the Oscars. So we'll see whether it does play itself out again. Dallas Buyers
American
Club.
Hustle.
I want to see that
a lot.
movie,
American
Dallas Buyers
Hustle.
Club. That's, yeah, I really want to see that.
And Leo DiCaprio finally won. He is the Susan Lucci of the award show.
Yeah.
He really is. It breaks my heart because he's done so many amazing movies, and I say it's because he hasn't uglied himself up.
Right.
It's the Brad Pitt syndrome. The second you ugly yourself up, the Academy looks at you and says, "You went there." You know. So I was so happy for him because it was truly on his acting.
The movie that he's in right now that he won for.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I hear caution going to see that movie.
Yes, it's
That's
not
what I
for
was
the kids.
told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the most F-bombs, can
Oh,
we
okay.
say, in cinematic history.
500, over 500.
Over
I read.
500.
Yeah, over 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the meme, which the kids are calling the viral video of Jennifer Lawrence. So she, on the red carpet, was creeping behind, I think it was Taylor Swift was being interviewed. And so everyone's now doing their viral take on the Jennifer Lawrence creep. What do we think of the dress, guys?
I like it.
It's a dress.
I always like white.
You know what? She's beautiful, but I feel like it looks like, you know, the New Year's Eve bonbons? And then you have your dinner and you break them apart and then there's a little toy inside? It looks like that.
I like
Okay,
it.
so here it is. So she photobombed the interview. I love Taylor's dress too. So she was creeping. She was creeping up, and now everybody has their own take on her doing this. And her bracelet also fell. She's very normal. She's just like
Yeah, she does seem that way.
She is.
She seems like a character.
Yeah.
Interesting character. But
It's interesting to see what people gravitate to after watching that. That's what
You're
they're all
right.
talking about.
It's the weird moments. The
Yeah.
prompter failed with Jonah Hill, and I forget her name. She's the young starlet opposite Leo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. And it was one of those moments you think, is this scripted? Why aren't they speaking? And they handled it very well. It's wrong script.
Let people know what's going on. Now, speaking of awards, coming up later on Breakfast Television, big announcement about the upcoming Grammys and your involvement with the Grammys through Breakfast Television.
Yep, we will have wall-to-wall coverage. We are so honored to be carrying not only the 56th annual Grammys on January 26th, but also we have an hour and a half pre-show. So
Okay,
we've got an ensemble team.
You see,
What?
this was part of the announcement that we were going to do later on.
The embargo?
Yeah, you see that part.
But I really didn't say anything.
Yeah, so you didn't hear that.
You didn't hear about that hour and a
I've
half
said
show?
too much.
You're privy to something very important. Yeah, we have.
We're
it's going to
announcing.
be an incredible show coming up. Your necklace. That's what if you're
Is
hearing
it
that at
making
home.
noise?
It's against your
So
neck.
maybe if we
your
attach
microphone.
it to the necklace.
Or there.
Yeah.
Wardrobe malfunctions.
Probably do
There we go.
this.
By the way, what
Let me
was
see
with
here.
the layout?
Can I fix this while we were
Thanks, Frankie.
talking?
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
how awkward it was,
Go to
speaking of
here.
awkward, of people trying to get to the stage? What were they thinking? It was an Olympic
Yeah.
obstacle course just to get to the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
didn't
would
see
they
it.
make it that difficult? Robin Wright was amazing. She was running in that dress.
You truly enjoy these.
You know what? It is
Like-
so much joy.
Since when? Since you were a young girl?
Forever. You just sit back, and especially the Globes, they get a little sauce because nobody eats the meal in front of them, and there's a lot of booze, and they get to schmooze. So it's not so stilted, and you love seeing all the shots, you know, the bumper shots, who's talking to who. Coldplay's
But don't you
Chris
feel like
Martin,
it's
Gwyneth
the same
Paltrow showed up
thing
together.
each and every year?
No,
the
Tina
same?
Fey and Amy Poehler, are they not genius as hosts?
Now, Winston, though, last night was getting a bit of the opposite. He was saying on social media, some people were saying to you, some of our viewers were saying they weren't as enamored with Amy
Really?
Poehler and Tina Fey this time around.
Who weren't happy with it, and it was a little surprising to see because a lot of people were loving it. So you know, it's kind of both sides.
No,
so we're
why?
continuing to see that.
Did they think they weren't biting enough? Like, did
I
they
don't-
expect more of a
what were they
roast?
saying? What were they
a
saying?
roast of the stars?
Yeah, they were barely in it. It was kind of they came in and out. Their jokes apparently weren't enough. So I don't know. What do you think?
They didn't do enough to singe the stars.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
let us
well,
know what you
let us
think.
know. You're watching Breakfast Television. It's 7 o'clock.